I am married and have been with my wife for over a decade, married for 5 years. We have 2 children. I would describe our relationship over the years as mostly good but complicated. I love her, but she has never really treated me with the respect that I feel I deserve. I am very good to her, I work hard to provide, and I've always tried to be a decent husband. To be honest, she can be emotionally abusive toward me at times. Even members of her family acknowledge that she doesn't always treat me very well. We probably never should have gotten married to begin with. There were some red flags that I ignored, but hindsight is 20/20. I've asked her to go to marriage counseling, but she thinks nothing is wrong and refuses. She was recently pregnant with our 2nd child and things were not very good between us. She rarely wanted intimacy, and with her hormones out of whack, I was usually the one she took her anger out on. I'm from a Christian family and I've never believed in divorce and have never agreed with people who cheat on their spouses. I never expected this to happen to me. I was recently changed to a temporary position at work with a close proximity to Anna. I have worked with this girl for over 3 years. She is about 4 years younger than me and is also married and has a young daughter. I have always been attracted to Anna. We've always been friendly with one another and occasionally we would chat using our company IM. Exchanges were usually brief, professional, or just friend stuff. I saw Anna before going home one day and we flirted with each other a little. But this had never really been the case before. Yes, I liked it. I began going by to see her on my breaks and we would talk mostly just random things. Then one day she began to tell me about some personal experiences that she had in life, and honestly I knew that our relationship was about to change. I knew I should have hit the eject button, but I had been missing an emotional connection in my life for some time. As the days rolled on, I would come by and see Anna, and soon our conversations turned toward our general dissatisfactions with our marriages. Her husband doesn't treat her very well either. I knew this was wrong to talk about, but it was cathartic to have her listen, and she seemed to enjoy my company as well. I could tell she looked forward to our conversations. Our flirting increased and I let it slip that I was attracted to her. I really didn't get the response I had hoped for though. She reminded me that we were married, but then she admitted to finding me attractive as well. I felt guilty for telling Anna I found her attractive. I let some time pass and I felt things were a little awkward between us, probably just me. However, I would still occasionally stop by to see her. Things quickly became normal between us again and I just kept it friendly for a while. Other than the occasional compliment, it seemed as if over time, Anna would drop hints that she was interested in me sexually. Sometimes they didn't seem like hints at all. She would say things that could be interpreted in no other way but being sexual. I called her out on it one day and she said she was sorry. I then asked if that was something she was open to and she said that she couldn't do that to her daughter, but that she would think about it. I decided to leave things alone. I really didn't know what I was thinking asking her that and felt somewhat guilty. I tried to just forget about her and tried not go by to see her for a couple of weeks. I was transferred back to my permanent position and that helped too. About 2 weeks later, I had to run by Anna's office and she appeared to be very happy to see me. She basically said that she missed my company. A few days later she sent me a Facebook friend request and I accepted. I knew where this was going. She sent me a work-related message one night that turned into a friendly conversation. The next night she messaged me as well. However, our conversation turned sexual. I know how wrong it was, but this had been a fantasy of mine for a while, and it stroked my ego. The next night she messaged me again and we quickly picked up where we left off. She told me that she wanted to sleep with me and that she had for a while. I let her know the feeling was mutual. I couldn't wait to see her at work the next day. She didn't show up. I had a terrible feeling that she had changed her mind. I messaged her and she said she was sick and all was well, but I had my doubts. Here's the terrible part. My wife went into labor and we had our daughter the next day. This relationship had come at the worst possible time. It nearly robbed me of the joy of my daughter's birth. And it was my fault. I feel like a terrible person. After we got home, I went by work to see Anna. She told me she was sorry and that she couldn't go through with our relationship because she didn't want to hurt her daughter. Of course, this devastated me. I know the whole thing wasn't right, but I had truly developed feelings for Anna over the past 4 months. She said she wanted to remain friends and that maybe one day things could be different. I understand her reasons. I just don't know if this is temporary or if she is completely done with me. Being friends is hard now that we crossed the line. As bad as it sounds, I want to see where things would go with this relationship. How can I get this going again? Any advice would be appreciated. Top 5 comments. 1. Yup, let it cool off, for a number of reasons. Co-workers are the worst people to get into bed with, figuratively or literally. People have already linked you together as friends at work. All it takes is one blabbermouth to start the rumor mill. You friended her on Facebook. No. Bad opsic. If this is something you ever do, your AP should have no contact with your regular life whatsoever and in any fashion. Your wife needs you right now. Like it or not, your responsibility level just went up a few notches. And it'll be up there for at least the next 6 months or so. So explain this to her. She's obviously wrestling with the same types of things, so I'm sure she'll agree. Remain professional if you ever have to interact with her in a work capacity. but agree to cool off the friendship for the time being. 2. Interesting little story and you sound like the decent sort. Deliciousness and libido aside, this is my 2 cents. Regardless of whether you want a chance at Anna again or not, backing off. Being detached and playing the role of a devoted, doting, giving and selfless husband focusing on your wife and totally ignoring Anna will serve all 3 of you. Playing the role of doting husband will get your mind off Anna and be a little playful vengeance for her rejection and hesitation. Don't let her see you dejected. You know she complains about her husband. Be the complete opposite. Give your wife concerned and loving, tender phone calls, actual calls. Not texts from the office. Use pet names. Talk about the baby. Inject feeling into it. If Anna hears, even better. Be brutal. Use your office space to show how preoccupied you are with your happy family life. Display gorgeous photos of better times, a hotter wife, the adorable baby, pets. Revel in your domestic bliss. She doesn't have to know whether the baby is improving things or not. If she asks, don't tell. Insinuate you are just fine, with or without her. Have a beautifully wrapped gift and flowers, perfume, pastries, fruit, etc. on delivered to your workspace to give to your wife later when you go home. Facebook friends, how yummy. She will almost be guaranteed to be stalking you right now. What better place to rub in what a devoted dad you are being, caring for the new baby while precious mummy gets some much needed rest. Adorability, wholesomeness, sweetness, consideration, happiness are oh so seductive, and you can do it from your desktop too. Don't you just love social media? It's not being fake or pretending though, oh no. You are channeling all your frustrated sexuality into making being a good dad a passionately sexy act in every gesture. You will exude sexiness with every nappy change. You will not feel resentment, but satisfaction. You are giving your wife what Anna complains about not having. And your wife will notice you and be grateful you are willingly taking on more duties, and when you get a tad too aggravated, tell yourself it's a fun game to get your mind off Anna and your shot at drawing Anna to you through your emotional absence. The trick is to dangle yourself as bait in front of Anna. Let her be the sexy siren vixen. To make the next move, fuck with her mind. Be 99% cordially detached and preoccupied with your wife so much Anna doesn't exist. But 1% come hither, not necessarily towards her, but in your presentation and interaction with women in general. Look good, smell good, smile, feel like a sex god, regardless of the sex. Anna will be drooling. If she doesn't, others will. Her loss. Anna seems too fickle to be a reliable AP. You don't want to be at her whims, and you don't want her to be a rat to other coworkers passive-aggressively if you aren't under her sexual control like a puppet. She may try to damage you in some way. This is only a worst-case scenario. Silently observe, and keep your eye on other tasty AP options, imaginary or otherwise, to refrain from getting dependent on Anna for the feel-good possibilities vibes. Win-win all round. If Anna doesn't fall for this, she's not that into you. If she does make a move, play coy and proceed with caution. In either case, you are fulfilling your role as a good dad and husband and feeling good about yourself. Being pouty and broody won't get you anywhere with yourself, Anna, your wife, your kids, your work, anything. You owe it to yourself to feel good about life. It's your life and you are going to feel good about it regardless, damn it. 3. Been there, done that. I was just in this exact situation a few weeks ago. Baby on the way, and shit heating up with a coworker that expressed her feelings of wanting to be with me. My advice is to just walk away for right now. Maybe she'll come back around and start things up in the future. But the last thing you want to look like is a desperate, thirsty guy. It'll turn her off quicker than anything else. Also, drop the friend act. If nothing ever happens, you being around her will become harder and harder because you've now caught feelings for her. Anything that goes undone or unsaid will haunt you if you continue to be friends. 4. Here is the thing. If your so is treating you very bad, either with abuse, neglect, or both, they are the ones at fault for the relationship going south. You acting out by seeking affection elsewhere is normal. 5. I appreciate the replies thus far. This has been one heck of a roller coaster ride. I can't get Anna out of my head, but for the time being, I know it's best that I do. I just wish I could have struck while the iron was hot. Unfortunately, the logistics just weren't there.